welcome back. I've been cleaning and fixing and restoring an old Martin brand fishing reel I picked up at a big ass yard sale. Basically, they called it a flea market for $5. I'm done with the reel. It looks beautiful. I'm going to take it out and we're going to fish with it today. But when I was cleaning the rod, I noticed that this eye is a little crunchy, and I'm worried about that cutting the line. I did the best I could by hand, but I think I'm going to take a Dremel to it and see if I can't polish it a little smoother. So I'm going to do that real quick. But anyway, what I found out, see if I can do this without knocking shit off. This particular reel, made by Martin, is from the late 50s, early 60s. I don't have a way to give you an exact year other than tell you the roundabout decade or so when these were made. In my research, I found that Martin became Martin Fly Fishing, and then Martin Fly Fishing was consumed by Zebco in 1991. I contacted Zebco to see if they could give me any information on this thing, and what they told me is that they don't have any way to give me any records on anything Martin before they purchased them in 1991. So they weren't much help, but that's okay. I did spend a lot of time in front of the old Google machine, and that's how I narrowed it down to being late 50s, early 60s, somewhere, you know, in that general area. They also made a left-handed variety of this. This is a right-handed crank, but they made a left-handed crank, which is red and black colored. They look pretty cool. But anyway, it's all fixed, it's all clean, it's all ready to go. Like I said, I'm just going to take a minute with the Dremel and see if I can smooth off that eye. I'm worried about it cutting the line, and we'll go from there. I'm going to get started. As I'm out here trying to shine up the eye there so it doesn't cut the line, I noticed that these are like welded. As soon as my camera focuses there. But you can see how rough that is on the inside. I've been working at it with the old sandpaper here, and I've got the outside shiny. I'm going to work on the inside here. And basically I'm just worried that that's going to cut the line. That's why I'm doing it. Boy, this camera is just a non-focusing turd. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, I'm going to get back to work. Hello. I didn't see you there. So basically what I've done is I've taken a regular piece of sandpaper, and I've folded it, rolled it up in a little tube, and I'm just using it on the inside of the eye here to smooth it out best I can. It's gonna be a while. It's honestly, it's pretty good. It really is. I'm just trying to take care of any rough edges that there might be that might catch the line, is what I'm working on. I've got one more to do after this. The tip looks pretty good. The second eye up has a little bit of rust on it too, just like this one. But this one was definitely the worst of the three. So I'll check back in. Okay. I'm going to show you tip to tip the finished product. Here we go. This one was by far the worst of the eyelets, or line guides, or eyes, or whatever you want to call them. There we go. It focused that time, and I'm happy with that. Moving on up. Apologize for the mess on my work desk, but you know, just shows that I'm out here working. Alright, focus. I'm having a dickens of a time getting stuff to focus. Okay. Now something that I found as I was trying to polish these up is they're copper underneath. So I thought that was kind of cool and kind of interesting. Well, you focus, man. There we go. But anyway, and there's the main event right there. I cannot wait to get out and try this thing. I did try out the Star Drag, and I found that it does work. So basically, what I did is I turned the star, and that's tight. I loosened it up, and then just like you would expect, I can pull line out. Not the familiar click sound of a modern drag, and it may have done that, you know, 50, 60 years ago when this thing was originally made. I don't know, but I don't think so. I think that that was the purpose of this, was to just loosen the drag and let line out and not make noise. But anyway, that is the finished, cleaned up product. I really like the way that the cork wood came out, because it was just black when I started. This, I assume, is for aesthetic reasons, because it's way too close to be for an eye, and I don't see where anything was attached. I think this is just meant to look good. And for being as old as it is, I think it looks damn good. Well, anyway, we're going to go find a place to go fishing now. I'm not going to pack a whole lot of tackle, you know, the basics, spoon, twist tail, something. And I'm not actually expecting to catch anything, but it'd be a nice bonus. But I'm basically testing out the functions of the reel. I already know that it casts and reels, but I don't know how well. So that'll be the next part of the video. God damn it, man, my eyes are bad. Will you zoom in so I can see? Pat. I don't know. Pat APPL-4, I think is what that says. It's too tiny. And this non-focusing piece. As promised, we have taken the restored Martin Miracle-Matic 500 out to go fishing, and I found a spot that I want to try. I've already cast it a couple times. It does good. I'm wearing my strap-on. Strap-on! It's a strap-on! Strap-on camera. My hat looks stupid. Anyway, let's get this done. Yo, kid! Okay, my jiggly ninjas, purple samurai, warriors of the purple jiggliness, whatever we're calling ourselves today. I just got back from the river testing the Martin Miracle-Matic 500 that I cleaned and put together and restored. I filmed that with the old camera. I call it a GoPro, but it's not a GoPro, and I don't want GoPro to sue me. It's a cheap knockoff action camera, something or other. But anyway. And a couple things happened. One, while I was casting, the rod started to wobble. Remember how I couldn't get it to come apart? It came apart on its own. It just wiggled itself right the hell out. So I'm going to clean that up. I'm going to figure out a way to clean in there. And we're going to put it back together. But something... I just scared the dog because I'm in the garage and they can hear me. Something peculiar happened, and I don't know how to describe it, so I'm going to show you. I got snagged and broke my line twice. Each time I snagged and broke my line, and after the second time I was done, so it's still that way, something very odd happened, and I initially thought that maybe when I assembled the reel I put it together incorrectly, but I rewatched the video of me taking it apart before I left, and I put it together correctly, as near as I can tell, unless it was put together incorrectly before I started. I'll put it to you that way. But what has happened is the line is getting up under the reel cap. See that? And not just a little bit. A lot of line is getting up under the reel cap. And I don't quite understand that. But anyway, overall, this thing did very, very well for something 50, 60 years old. I didn't catch anything, but it casted great. It reeled perfect. Just whatever's causing this issue here. My initial thought was I had too much line on, so I cut off, 20 yards or so. Sorry, 20 feet, not 20 yards. 20 feet or so, and thought that would do it. and then it did it again. So I don't know. I'm going to do some further research on this thing and see if maybe I missed something during the assembly. I don't think I did, but you know, maybe. But on to the next. Thanks for watching. Alright, my purple ninjas of awesome. I tinkered for a minute or so, and I figured something out. The tangling of the line is likely my fault. I want to show you this. There's this little bump right here. See it? There's a little hole on the back of the reel. I didn't have them lined up. So that being said, that little bump raised the reel inside on one side at an angle. And I'm almost positive that that's what was causing my issue. So I'm going to put it back together, and now that I know to look for that, I'm assuming that once I get it right, it'll click into place. Just like that. Cool. And then, let's see if I can show you here. Here, there's a little nub. Let me get that closer to the camera. Or get the camera closer to it, one or two. There we go. There's a little nub that goes into that. And then there's a little nub that goes into that. And I didn't have either of those right either. Which might explain why the C-clamp was so damn hard to get on. Something was out of whack. So anyway, I figured it out. I feel like a pretty smart feller right now. Or a fart smeller, one of the two. You decide. So anyway, I am going to try this again. And but for the video, that's it. I'm done with the video. I'm going to finish it up, make it pretty, and get it out there for you guys in the universe to see. Look at my finger. It is huge. It is going to poke you in the face. Poke, poke, poke. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bye. I know I said that I was already done and I'd filmed the last of the last of the last, but I got one more because I lied. I got it all cleaned and shined and polished and stuff where they go back together. Got all the black crud off. And then I put it back together. And now I can't get it apart again. And I've pulled and I've pulled and I've pulled and like I said, I've done everything short of putting power tools on it, which I'm not going to do. So I'm back to having a one piece. But, oh well, it still works. But that's it.